Mic check. It's time for In the Trenches.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to In the Trenches. It's a Victory Monday, and we've had lots of them, and we're starting to get used to them. But before we get to In the Trenches, let's play some bills. None of this would be possible without my people at Manny and Gordon. Go check them out at fightnegligence.com. All right, let's go to the Buccaneer game. I don't know. I don't think anything is more unpredictable than the NFL football. All right, I'm on the Mike Calter show every Monday, and we do picks, and these are picks without the spread. All right, just who wins. And last week, I got 4 right. Okay, so that's had nothing to do with spreads. I got 4 right just picking the winner or the losers. I was good at that. So football is as unpredictable as it comes, and if you had to bet your house whether you had to pick the Seahawks or the Buccaneers going into Seattle, minus a couple offensive linemen, minus Kalijah Kancey, minus Mike Evans, minus Bucky Irvin, and you would have said you're going to pick the Buccaneers, I would say it's the wrong pick. If they played again tomorrow, it would still be the wrong pick. And even the Buccaneers figure out a way to win that game. This is a different football team, and I'm going to say different because you have to peak at the right time, and the Buccaneers are 4-1, and they ain't playing that great. And that's the best thing you could possibly deal with right now. Remember back when Tom Brady first got here, and we're kind of breaking in, getting better? This Buccaneer team hasn't played their best football yet. That was probably, I could say it was 60 minutes of football, but it was 60 minutes of offensive football. That's not winning defensive football. You don't win championships by letting the team drive the ball 5 straight drives for touchdowns. That's not championship football. Now, that being put aside, when I watch these games, I'm always writing notes, and some of them are negative and some of them are positive. And in the middle of the game, it doesn't matter when you're winning or losing, negative and positive are the same thing. And when I'm looking at my notes, like 90% of it is positive, and that is good. But the Buccaneers still, in certain parts of this team, they're not that great. Special teams is going to eventually kill us, eventually. But that being said, to be undermanned and go into Seattle, with a team that's playing great defensively, great offensively, just a tough place to play always. And go in there and outshoot them is amazing. The Bucs win 38-35. I didn't know they were really able to do that, and they are. And there's so many things you can take out of this football game. Once again, there was a couple negative things. Let me start with the negative things, okay? Because there's literally a couple, and that's about it. And our pass rush is not enough. We don't pass rush. There's too many times where Sam Darnold's standing back there too comfortable. Our pass rush is not enough. Eventually, you will start losing if you don't rush the passer. That's a fact, okay? So we got to figure something out. A couple times, Vita pushed the pocket, but it's not enough. We got to get the quarterback on the ground. Reddick missed a couple sacks, in big situations. Okay, that would be negative. But other than that, I didn't see a lot of negative things, okay? We got to rush the pass better. Actually, we got to play defense in general better than we did. When you look at defensively, we gave up 463 yards, 122 yards rushing, which is uncharacteristic of the Bucs defense, 27 first downs, 6 for 9 on third down, and 1 for 1 on fourth down. It's not a defensive outing that's going to consistently win. It was good enough yesterday. So our defense has to get better, okay? Offensively, I didn't know we can do that without Mike Evans and Bucky Irvin. I didn't know that was possible. Seriously. Like, I would have almost picked the under in that game because I figured teams would have want to run because they don't have. That wasn't the case. I saw a lot of wonderful things offensively. If you listen to this, podcast In the Trenches religiously, and I hope you do, and you can watch it on YouTube as well, Rashad has been my favorite player for a long, long time, okay, other than Tristan Wirfs, all right? Rashad is his backup running back now, and he's the most underappreciated Buccaneer, because you know why? He's always there. Whether he's starting or he's backing up, he's always there. And he does everything well. He's not great at anything, but he does everything well. And I respect players like that, really, because he saved our ass yesterday. He's a tough football player. I'm a big fan. Once again, Tristan Wirfs, I'd wear a jersey, would be that, Rashad White would be my second favorite player. Here's some of the other positives I took out of the game as the game was going along. Tez Johnson, it was kind of his coming out party. He's been flashing here and there, but they look like they figure out ways to get the ball to him because obviously he's not the biggest kid in the world, but he's nice in open space. So it's good to hear those names because early in the season it was just the same names. Now Baker's spreading it all over the place. Kate Otten resurfaced? I haven't heard Kate Otten's name. Kate had a couple nice catches and runs yesterday. Kate Otten hasn't had a nice game was last year for sure. And towards the last 8 games of the season last year, he didn't do squadooch. And it was nice to see him. He looked fast out there. And I don't know if he feels healthy or what the situation is, but it's good to see it. And once again, we'll talk about the future in a little bit, but it's good to see Kate Otten because the tight end can, it can be a quarterback's best friend. And it just hasn't been this year. Emeka Mbuka, I'm going to put him in the category of a Tristan Wirfs where I don't like to concede to greatness early. If the kid doesn't get hurt, there's no reason why the kid won't be fantastic. Now, that's a big if, but the intangibles is there, clearly. And, the coaches and people at Ohio State said that about him, but they say that about a lot of people. A lot of coaches will go, this guy was a great leader and blah, blah, and he doesn't do shit when he gets to the NFL. There's no reason why this kid can't be fantastic, okay? Because he's fantastic already. He came into the season at number 3, and when everybody comes back and it's all said and done and everybody's healthy, I'm not sure he's not going to emerge as a number 1. And that's not a bad thing, okay? Shepard comes up with big catches in the fourth quarter, but doesn't it seem like he's invisible in the first 3 quarters? I don't know why Shepard never catches the ball in the first 3 quarters, but he always figures out a way in the fourth quarter to come through and come up with good catches, and that's not the worst thing in the world, okay? We don't need that much from him. Lavonte David came up big on a couple of occasions, and the interception being one. That was I don't want to say it's a Derrick Brooks type of interception because, I don't like when people compare Lavonte David to Derrick Brooks because Lavonte David is not Derrick Brooks. Okay, he's not. And that's not dogging Lavonte David. I think he's a fantastic player, all-time Buccaneer, but he's not Derrick Brooks, okay? You guys don't remember how many times that ball hit Derrick Brooks square in his chest. I don't even know if Derrick could catch. He didn't have to. The ball hit him right in his chest because he knew exactly where the ball was going all the time, it seemed like. All right? So to see Lavonte David come up with that big play in that moment says a lot about his person and where he's going to go down in the history of the Buccaneers when this is all over. It was a relatively injury-free game, and I don't know if the Buccaneers have had one of those this year. And when you break it down, because I said earlier that you have to peak at a certain time, and the Buccaneers last time they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, they didn't look great in the first 6 games. In about week 7, you saw them changing a little bit, then they started to peak, and then all of a sudden at the end of the season, you're like, wow, we can do these things, and they peaked at the right time. This Buccaneer team, and once again, the Bucs didn't win. I mean, I don't remember what the record was with Brady at the first 6 games. Probably 3-3, probably maybe 4-2, but they didn't look great, okay? This Buccaneer team at 4-1 offensively looks good. Defensively at times looks great. Didn't yesterday. But they're not full strength. And when this team could come back, and think about this situation, okay? Think about what we did offensively yesterday. If we keep on figuring out ways to win, and we keep on saying that the schedule's tough, but if you're good enough to go to Seattle and win there, you can beat anybody, okay? So what's going to happen when Gadecki comes back at right tackle? That's going to make us better immediately because, listen, it's amazing that we're winning despite Heck being out there because Heck's not good. Heck's not good, and that's in all due respect. I like when linemen are out there fighting, but he's not good. Not because I don't say he's not good, it's because he doesn't grade out well, okay? I know PFF had him graded like very, very, very low the week before, and I have a feeling this one's not going to be much better. So when we get Gadecki back, we're going to be so much better. When we get Mike Evans back, okay, Chris Godwin's back into shape, all right? Bucky comes back. Jamel Dean comes back. Like, those aren't just secondary names. Those are key names. When those guys come back, once again, we're going to be, imagine Mbuka as the third guy. Because we know that Baker's comfortable with Mike Evans. That's a fact. And we know that as a third guy, if Chris Godwin's our third guy and he's coming into shape and his foot's feeling good, man, I tell you what, with Bucky, that's a lot to deal with. And I didn't really get into Baker because I'm gassing up Baker every week. To this point of the season, I think he is the MVP, but I'm watching all Bucky. I'm not watching everybody else's. I think he is the MVP because I don't know if they don't go 0-5 without him this year. And if he stays healthy, we're in good hands. We know that. We know we're in good hands because a lot of times people are better than their statistics. But when you're spitting out statistics like 29 for 33 for 379, 2 touchdowns, the ball barely hit the ground. When you're throwing for 380 yards and the ball barely hits the ground, you can throw for 380 yards normally, but usually it takes you 55 throws. 380 yards with 33 attempts is very, very efficient football. And the Buccaneers are just doing some efficient things offensively. And let's hope it keeps up, man, because it's fun. It's fun. I wouldn't have put a nickel on the Buccaneers going into Seattle because I know what it's like to go into Seattle and play. It's very, 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 very hard. Well-coached team. They have good football players. And, the Bucs in a lot of ways are lucky to come out there alive, okay, because they gave up the booty defensively. They gave it up. That'll be their worst defensive game of the year, I hope. But they gave up the booty yesterday. But it's still a victory Monday. The Bucs are 4-1, and life is good. Life is good. If you want somewhere to come watch the games and come hang out with us over here at Dignitary Cafe, you never know who will be popping up. And you come by and have the best kratom, the best kava, and the best coffee in the Bay Area. But if you're a Buccaneer fan, you got to be walking around with your chest up high, feeling good about yourself, and feeling good about the future. And I'd be remiss to not bring up Todd Bowles and the job that he's doing as well. He's doing a pretty darn good job. So let's all have a good week. We have another win. Next, they don't get easier. I believe it's San Francisco next week, I believe. It doesn't get any damn easier, that is for sure. Everybody have a wonderful week and enjoy this win. And let's hope it's another Victory Monday next week, everybody. Be cool. Peace out.
Some lawyers want to look like superheroes on a billboard, but which lawyers are regarded as superheroes in the courtroom? Trust the expertise of board certification.
Call Manny and Gordon or visit us at fightnegligence.com.